Hello and welcome. My name is Cedar Door, and today we are going to try casting a game of bar for YouTube. Very exciting. I haven't done this before. This game I picked because I'm going to start with a series about winning the early game, but then losing this game. The enemy team won the early game quite convincingly, and they are going to lose the game nonetheless. So we're going to take a look at what happens here on our
Battle started.
blue side. Let's slow it back down again. On our blue side, we've got Armada Rage, 38 OS, very good player. I forget what that flag is, uh, but very excellent player. And basically, in these high OS games, what our job as our teammates is to try to halt the enemy's advance long enough for a rage to really get cooking. And that's what we're going to do today. Our second OS is Polygon, who drove me absolutely mental with his decisions this game. I wanted to quit at many times. I was very tilted about his choices, but it is what it is. He's playing Cortex. Halfway down the list is yours truly, struggling mightily with Armada bots. Then rounding it all out, we've got the Grog monster in the back corner with 0 OS. Now we've got 8D. 8D is terrifying, and unbeknownst to me, he is directly across from me, which is, hard to deal with. Oftentimes, having a weak player against from their top player is just going to be absolutely devastating, and it's going to result in the game being pretty quickly, as you just can't deal with the pros micro. But somehow I kind of manage here too, and it's going to make for a bit of an interesting game. So 8D right off the hop, going for early intel, first person to go for early intel. I'm building constructors, thinking I have a little bit of time on this map, and I couldn't be more wrong. So the rovers roll into my base. This is already devastating. I'm going to try to make some pawns, try to move my commander around. Uh, they get two metal extractors, and Polygon is coming to save the day. Start rebuilding. They got my construction turret. Rob Gob trying to deal with this. So these type of early aggression moves are so crucial because it's just soaked up so much APM. Everybody's off their game. Their build orders are disrupted. Right now they're playing a kind of catch-up game. 8D now is capturing its first external mexes and moving forward, getting map control. We've got some early aggression from Mixosis. He's going to come across, but ticks are enough to hold him off. He was like a little bit slow, and that gave Rage time to produce his base and get a con turret out. So now he can build units quickly for the early game. I'm trying to get my con turret out after I got messed up, and let's go look for other con turrets because in the early game for making units, we need con turrets, right? So Rob Gob is getting his. Because no Zaya or something like that is got one up, and then on the other team, got one here. None for Mixosa is interesting. He's just using his commander as a con turret. 8D has gone with the multiple construction vehicles instead of con turrets, which is an interesting strategy because construction turrets generate energy. So they can be very useful as well. Now, I've built up a position trying to set up a initial force here in the middle, get some map control. We have a little bit of a front line starting. Tumnus is pushing in very aggressively. Kazanaya is going to pull back a little bit. Mixosis has got some early aggression. EVTT5, a 5 OS guy, has almost no energy economy and is building walls. So not ideal. A lot of times in these kind of low OS games is the higher up you are, it's not just about winning your lane, but it's also about helping the enemy not lose theirs. So Rage manages to lose his entire army or calm bomb the enemy army. Calls the lull for a bit of a fuck up, got rushed. I'm desperately microing my pawns here, trying to keep them away from these laser tanks, which I know significantly outclass me. Getting ready to make this switch to vehicles. All I really wanted was the early pawns and maybe ticks, although I didn't make ticks, and then con bots because they're cheap. And then I can switch to vehicles and I can start to actually do something against all these incisors, which otherwise beat pawns at like a 3-to-1 ratio. So it's very difficult to try to take them. Now 8D is going to do some pro stuff here, and the pros know how good the commanders are. So for these initial kind of choke points or these initial enfilade positions, it ends up being where you can take a couple laser hits, but the more towers you can kill with your commander and start getting a turret advantage. Like, look at this. He's got advanced extractors. He's got 4 turrets. He's got a huge turret advantage. I don't even realize how much damage is actually being done to these. Where did... I pulled my pawns back to protect my base, pulled my commander off the front line, and that gives... Where did that lull ping come? That gives 8D the opportunity. He needs to be very aggressive. Now I want to try to bait him in to get in here. Get far away from his commander. The explosion takes down most of the incisors. This was probably very good for us. Polygon has gone T2 immediately. Now I'm going to try to build some advanced solars to get some sort of energy income. We've got our second assault wave coming in from 8D. I'm trying to rebuild metal extractors that I lost. And although this is going pretty horribly for me, I haven't really given up that much ground, right? Like, if you look at our front lines, it's kind of like this. I'm not really screwing it over yet, but then this counter push right here, this is devastating. The fighters come in, wipe out our shurikens. Rob God gets backdoored right here, loses his entire base. And then he's going to quit. He just quits right now. Just gives up. Very devastating. I get a second commander. He gives all of his stuff to me. But it's all getting blown up anyways. Fiends are going in. They looks like they do manage to kill this commander. I pull the commander off the line. Now Rob Gob gave me his army. So since I have an army now, because I lost all my pawns, I'm going to try to counter push. And what we want to do is counter push to our best of our ability. Got a good stabilization. Now, you see how Grog Monster, our lowest tier OS guy, is doing great. He's got a front line set up. Green Rush T2 way too early. We have a huge gap here, and they could easily be exploiting this. Their 2 best players are right here, and it's just very good playing by Gargar to keep yellow at bay. And we've somehow, and the green here has helped as well. So 2 greens doing good. I've managed to push in and kill all of this stuff, and I believe I saw the lab here. I hadn't seen the lab. Eventually I see the lab and I know, like, oh, I have to kill it. Polygon is, instead of making units, is making static defense, which just has me raging. I'm not sure what to do. This guy's dead, getting some metal from it. This guy's totally pinned down, and then my teammate is making static defenses instead of, you know, units. So I have completed my transition to Armada bots, or Armada vehicles, which I quite enjoy, and like to think I can play pretty well. So now, with the remnants of the Quitters army, I can really get a go at doing some damage here. So I've managed to re-establish the front line, right? Which is kind of like this now, which is looking good. No, there are some avenues where they could be pushing through, but mostly it's blocked and pretty tight. So that's what we want here. Okay, so I never even noticed this happen. Yeah, there was a mine. I knew there was some mine somewhere. Oh, excuse me, a little bit. Not giving up. I'm going to try to cast this game. So now we're going in, and have I seen that lab yet? No. Now I've got a bit of an army. Junos are good against Pounders, so I'm hoping I can take all these Pounders out. Even though fighting Pounders, the cover of turrets, not too far from lab, not a good idea generally. I'm going to go for the turrets, try to take them out. See a construction bot. Now, this is a pretty good push into 8D, and now I've seen that lab. So this is the only forward lab. This lab needs to go. In the background, there's not another lab. I didn't know that at the time, of course, but it is crucial that this lab gets wrecked. So now I have my next force coming with some vision this time. I've managed to keep my, I believe I lose, oh no, I managed to keep this guy alive. Pink has gotten the top of the hill, which is not going good. But blue has no army left, and green has no army. He's making advanced con. Okay. So, I'm going in. I got the mine layer. I think that was when I first figured out that. I want that vehicle factory. If I can stop the reinforcements coming. Look at this. 8D asking for help against yours truly. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Wasn't expecting that. And I'm lucky here because Fuchsia player is also not helping 8D at all. 8 Polygon and Fuchsia were really lucky. Or we were really lucky that neither of them made units. Because otherwise we would have 2v1'd one of the initial lanes and absolutely wrecked. Which luckily didn't happen, so now we get to take the lab out. We've got some whistlers. Pulled them back a little bit. I should have probably kept them underneath the fighter wall. Polygon is doing a 0 OS play with a line of turrets. I don't really know what he's thinking here, but whatever. They're all going to get murdered without doing much damage. I still have a bunch of Junos and tanks alive, plus whistlers, so I'm still doing damage to the fighter wall, which is good because our fighter wall is looking very weak. So quite helpful to our team there to be able to take those down. Even out the air with our aggression a little bit. And now I have lost most of my second wave of forces there. And pink is coming in on me, but now we have some Websters, which is pretty helpful. So the Websters from blue, who's made the T2 transition. Nobody has, Polygon went T2 immediately, did not give me constructor. Like, just don't understand players like that. Like 33 OS, and every 13 minutes in, I don't have any tier 2 mexes. So how much metal have I made? Statistics, your door, 14.5k. So if those had been 7 minutes to tier 3, we're looking at probably like 6,000 or 7,000 metal behind where I should be because he wanted to save 500 metal, right? And like every player that doesn't have T2 mexes is absolutely getting screwed by their backline in this game. So, and you can see it here, right? You have a huge economy difference, 100 metal, a second greater. If we go back to the statistics again, overall metal produced 170 to 212. They're 50k metal up on us. So by all rights, that should be easily enough to just absolutely bulldoze one lane. Grogmonster seems to have lost a bunch of his army, which is fine. Isosis has quite a amount of tanks, which is dangerous. But they've got 2 gauntlets. Not really, like they could have put them on the hill and probably shot farther, but this map is so dynamic that gauntlets not really helpful because you can just move around it. People are willing to leave their lanes a little bit, which no one really seems to be doing. Okay, so now Polygon has had some army now, finally, but he's helping yellow. He's helping push back on yellow, which I could see is probably a pretty good idea. Big Fiend Rush coming in against pawns. Devastating. Lots of static defense going up. I'm pulling my army back a little bit. Me getting the call out that Sheldons are arriving. I don't know where I saw them, but not happening. Oh, look at these expansion plans. Scorpions and advanced mexes. We've got Fiends breaking into the back line. They've found a hole. Not ideal. Everybody else is still holding the line pretty good. And the Fiends get right into my base, and I am in heaps of trouble right now. Managed to consume them, and it looks like the rest have gotten stopped, which is really nice. Only one got through. Great hold. Now we've got Sheldons, though. And the Sheldons should be able to beat the hell out of everything. Rattlesnake up top, and a Pitbull. More than enough to slowly destroy all these grunts. They did get the Rattlesnake. I'm trying to flank around. His Sheldons are committed, and I can't beat them in a 1v1 fight. Polygon comes in with his Sheldons now. They did get the Pitbull. They did take down the whole top. Not great. Pink has been pushed back, which is nice. Green is on the ropes a little bit, getting pushed back to the line of Static D. Big bombing wave coming in now. We've got tier 2 fighters, which is nice. Managed to get them built. No reaction from our air player though. Totally thinking about kookaburras or something. In SimCity perhaps. I'm trying to tell him, and that Kazanaya bomber blows up one of our 0 OS player. Poor bugger. And he's going for the air base. So we've been down on metal. Still down on metal. Down on metal the whole game. We lost a player. We're getting bombed. But just being able to hold 8D back is eventually going to let us win this game, which is crazy. They managed to blow up Polygon's base. Fighters are finally waking up and clearing out those bombers yet. 3 bases damage. 100 metal and income. Crazy how much of an advantage the other team has here. Now, I'm trying to go in and just do some long-range missile firing. But the Whistlers miss a lot, and it was driving me I was getting kind of annoyed right here. I thought I'd be able to clear these guys up much more easily. Need some shurikens or something to help with that, or Webbers or something. But just slowly trying to kite this mob around with long-range whistlers. And just slowly chisel them away and miss lots of shots, but just generally try to be engaging and doing damage. Pull back my army for a minute because I'm just kind of watching what's happening with the gunships. If I go to, can I go to my player view in this? So I'm worried. Okay, now I'm going for second lab because I need some bots of some sort. I don't remember. In here. Okay, big group of fiends coming in. Nothing really to block these gunships. Air is asleep at the wheel on the other meat team, the other team too. Air finally makes a reaction, comes on in. We've got a flak turret coming up, so that's going to stop most of the early aggression. Excuse me. Now I'm going to lose my entire army here. I'm trying desperately to save it. Pull it back. Still got 2 comms, which is nice. Trying to build some converters. This is a huge fleet here, which is really bad. But luckily, I believe this is when Rage starts sending his pawns like across the map. Pretty helpful. I'm trying to just do whatever damage I can do here with my whistlers. Just trying to kite a superior enemy force, you know, using range. Okay, so I did get a tier 2 con at some point. I don't know who gave it to me. Missed that, and starting to get some cons upgraded, or metal things upgraded 20 minutes into the game. Just been building units the whole time, and I always feel like if I had stopped at any moment to not build units, I wouldn't have been able to hold back. But the pros never seem to have that problem, so I don't really know what quite to do there. Beans are coming in, absolutely wrecking my base. Very annoying. Wrecking my forces. Getting huge damage in. Polygon's trying to come save me a little bit. I miss a whole bunch of D-gun shots. Look at that, just awful. I'm gonna lose my commander here. Lose my commander, lose a couple labs. Luckily managed to not lose the tier 2 lab. Just absolutely devastating here. This was so discouraging. Like, these moments I just want to quit. I just want to quit so badly. But I have managed to hold off both yellow and red somehow. With the help from air and with help from Polygon. That was a critical moment in those games. They are retreating now. They did not take my base out. They didn't get my fusion. So I can come back online from that pretty quickly. I can get back into this game. And meanwhile, Rage has had time to cook. So Rage is working on his 3rd fusion. 8D has 2 Ifus, which is crazy. I have 1 fusion down. Argar's getting his 1st fusion. 2 fusions for Kazunaya and an advanced Geo. He's got a T2 lab on the front. And now we really get to see Rage starting to come online. So we have managed to buy enough time to let Rage kind of come online a little bit. I made some fiends. And now we have snipers and pawns and webbers. Trying to get some work done. As Naya has managed to push back Mr. Tumnus, which is excellent. So now we can see that the battle lines, we're starting to get a little bit of map advantage here. So starting to get a little bit of map control. Our income disparity is still just horrific, terrifying. And they're getting lots of reclaim. Let's look at the statistics here. 482 metal, 615 metal. So 3-2 metal advantage. And yet we're still managing to hold the front line pretty good. A big dead zone in the middle here. From those fiends coming in. I lost one of my commanders. But now I'm starting to go into production. 1 fusion production. I'm on 50 metal a second. Rage is at 5224. He's at 228, so they're 5-1 metal on me, and I'm just desperately trying to hold on. Pink sends in some T1 units, and I'm thinking that my beans will be enough to kill them all, but they get outnumbered way too much and die, so I just try to keep building more and double down. Try to take out Pink's army. His army's just chilling. He is slowly taking up ground. The sniper wall up here is pretty devastating. Okay, and now Fuchsia is really getting into the game, bringing out some pawn wall, a little spam wall, but Fiends are pretty good at just blocking a spam train and killing them all and not taking much damage. We've got Brown getting prepped for a huge bombing run. Not ideal. Maybe slightly problematic. Okay, I've got a bunch of Fiends. I want to do something with them. Got some vision from the pawns. And now, where did those plasma shots come? Built a bastion. Oh yeah, okay. This 8D starts building sneaky basilisks right in the front. He builds a whole bunch of them. Absolutely devastating. This once I saw those, I wanted to quit again. Just demoralizing. He's shooting them at stuff. I don't know what he's shooting at. Not by base yet, but I do remember they take down my fusion. And heavy tremor fire. So we're just doing really efficiently on our team with the defender's advantage. I've got a bit of an army. Building some tier 2 mexes. Still for grabs, lots of them. Probably the lowest one on the team for metal economy, 67. Oh no, Gargar is less. Grog monster. Pretty low for metal economy. I've been denied these front mexes the whole game. Very annoying. Rage is up to 340 now. 5 mexes. So we've managed to hold, and he's slowly taking away. Oh wow, what is... on here? Okay, so a lot... Oh, that's the air players. So Red and Fuchsia have a combined arms group here, including T3. Not great. Here comes the basilisks, 3 of them, landing in my base. Absolutely devastating. My guys are just sitting here idle because I am just running around feverishly with my fiends. No idea what to do with them. No idea how to defend against this. The air player is telling them, just push. Nothing stopping but a bunch of static defense. Maybe has helped do the trick. Defensive Sheldons on the high ground, pretty great. Okay, there we go. There goes my fusion to those basilisks. That's like most of my base. Now I'm down to, I'm still at 50 metal per second, which is great. Air has decided to take one of my mexes. Big bombing rush coming in, but luckily they don't get through. They don't get anything done. Boom! Another hit from those basilics. Totally blow up the advanced Geo. Blow up my converters. I'm down to 45 and 460 at 28 minutes. Like, just absolutely devastating. Rage is at 427 and 21,000. So my base is entirely wiped out. I am very demoralized at this point. I made some Sheldons, trying to help pushing back on my Sheldons here. Next round of artillery takes out the next Geo, blows it up. And I'm trying to ping. We need to destroy these. They're killing us. How much range do they have? Doesn't say. I don't know if he can hit red from here or blue from here, but they are absolutely murdering us. Got a catapult on the field. Mr. Kicks gave me an advanced exploiter. Not this one, though. Got Titans on the field now. Doctor's going to deal with the Titans. Titans are like almost immune to EMP, though, aren't they? And spectator on rage to push into 8D, which is what eventually is going to happen. D having fun. 8D has gone for air now. So they went second air. We have a second air player. Now some flamethrower guys, what I call humans. Humans start showing up. Getting into my base again. It's blown through. Blown through. Static defense. Some Sheldon's coming, or some Shiva's coming. Just in the nick of time. I can slowly start rebuilding. Paying attention here, my Sheldons are off there. And we've got, nobody's quit on that team yet. There we go. Rage is starting to move into different lanes. Push with the Titan. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. That's versus a SAR and a couple of Kragnaros, a couple SARs. Pretty devastating force there. But they also have a bunch of T3 going with it. Looks very powerful. Sending the spam in to just keep them back. Pink and red back. Okay, let's watch the Razors make their move now. Got one of the SARs. Titan's just coming in and blowing the Kragnaros to bits. Karganeth. And two Titans versus buying tier 2 and tier 3 army and clearing some tier 2.5. Going for the Shivas, the Shurikens again. More Razorbacks arrive. Fresh meat. This push is going to be enough to take care of Tumnus a little. It's like fantastic work. Vanisher is coming to try to deal with the Titans, but it just takes so long to kill them. And the first player on red gets wiped out, despite having a huge income advantage the entire game. 1.5 to 1.26 right now. But we can get a little bit of counter attack on the other side, and Gargar is going to get wrecked as well. So there goes his entire economy. Let's look at the metal produced now. 1.4 to 1.0. Leviathan is calling him out for being chillin', but he's pushed a whole bunch of times and I stopped him each time, so I'm going to say that it was me who did that. And yeah, he's not making units. Just scout spam. Oh, he's been demoralized or something. I don't know. Oh, he's not overflowing any metal. Maybe just going crazy metal production. Building turrets. Interesting. Got the Juggy out before base got blown up. Titan push took down 2 bases, whereas the Fiend push did not, or the Demon push only managed to take down 1 base. Still a huge income gap. Those Titans are doing work. Kaznoya, so now they're starting to run away with it. After all the advancements that the red team had the upper hand the entire game. Now it's all slowly starting to crumble in on them. And if we take a look at the statistics here for damages, about 187. Let's take this over. I'm in 5th in the team. Third team is pretty low too. Kaznoya at 648. Efficiency 202. I'm at 84.1. So I went up. I got a huge boost in efficiency. Must have blown something up later on. But yeah, 210 and a 194. Wild. Kaznoya in those Polish strats. 2 OP. He played really good. So yeah, him and 8D working together ended up being more powerful than Zoology or him and Rage working. And Polygon bolstering our lines, whereas their low OS player was not able to effectively bolster their lines here. Blue's waves are starting to come in. I've just been trying to rebuild because I got wiped out. I think I decided I was going to switch to Mausers at this point, which doesn't seem like such a good idea in retrospect. I just wanted some way to start being able to come in and some range going. Do some more units. Now, Kaznoya is getting pushed back off the front line. Raja. Yeah, AD is just chilling, but he's sending a huge army of fiends out, or demons out. I've finally got a little bit of an army here, so I'm gonna go try to do something. Divas versus demons. These gunships have pretty much stalled most of the advancement. What's our air player doing? Hot. So hot. Severely outclassed. Red has stopped making air. Now the Titans are coming in and we're finally getting on top of all these basilisks. Plus all the spam. Now I can come in with my Mausers while he's busy dealing with blue and start just chiseling down his entire base. Okay, so now yellow's pushing the demons in again. Polygon has expanded all the way up in here. Taking over our player who got wiped out, Mr. Gargar. Not really able to do much to push back, gain any territory back from yellow. Front lines are looking pretty good now. Kind of like this, right? So not too shabby. And the spam is really kicking up a notch from Rage. He's on 600 metal a second. Is that the Juggo? Oh, it was a nuke. Who built a nuke? Any nuke? What was a Juggo on the field? Where did it go? Okay, so Kaznoya has rebuilt a big wave, a big army. He is pushing it in. Not much to deal with it, not really anything. One lone catapult. Red has transitioned into air again. They have a huge air advantage. These little airbots won't do fuck all against this kind of forces, so you don't really have enough AA. I know eventually I start building trucks. They've been sitting on all these bombers and fighters for a long time, and all these fusions. 38 minutes. Big bomb. Going for the 70 bomber rush. I mean, I guess so, but 35 probably would have been enough for these kind of, just bombed one spot, didn't right-click drag. I'm sorry, I'm an air main player, so very critical about people's airplay. Bombers are coming in. Absolutely devastating bombing run. Gets all the fusions. Our eco immediately drops. We're getting close. Now we're down 200 again. I started building, lost all my housers, but I started building some starlights here. Just slowly kind of push in and help chisel away everything. Now I'm building flax. Luckily, all his 70 bombers got blown up by the aphises. Polygon's down to 64. Still more metal income than me. Yeah, did probably eco for a bit. Wanted to try to help. Now they have managed to crush this entire top corner, and we still are down in economy, which is incredible. A lot of map control. Gold Behe shows up. So this is problematic. Got some fat boys. Gonna help try to chisel it down slowly. Pit bulls. Lots of fat boys. Trying for some backdoor plays into 8D's base, but his line of bulwarks is going to prove to be more than enough to hold them back. I don't have the 10 max at this particular junction. Yet they're still up on economy. They have twice, almost twice the energy grid. Whole team is feeding 8D. What are they feeding him for? Oh, because they're dead. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's try and give him resources to help him stay strong. And they only have the one. They have 4? What? Just have the one. Oh, that's how this game ended. This guy doesn't realize he's the last. Oh, this guy's on our team. Where's their last guy? Ology. I'd lost his con, missed that. Now we've got starlights just slowly chiseling away. Pushing them in. I've started some tick spam here. Trying to find lights for my starlight. His enemy unit's busy. Red has gone over with massive tick spam. Looks like they might get into the base. They blow up that AGO, it's gonna be trouble. Red's trying to hold them off with gunships, but immediately build some flak trucks. That's hopeless. Their air player is dead now, so Red is now the only air player left. It's trying to shoot this AGO before the Argonath kills them all. But Green has managed to build up a bit of an army here. And are they all resurrected? No, he built some. He's just been holding on to them for holding them back in reserve. Try with my few starlights to kill this behemoth here. Starlights are slowly starting to die. This one I started to bump up in efficiency. Yeah, 127. And now I was at like 200 damage last time, and now I'm at 334, so still keeping up a little bit. Not scaling with these guys who are going way higher. Frog Monster played a heck of a game for Euro OS 3 Chevron. Got a large force of fat boys rolling in. The behemoths are devastating. We got blue as transition to air. Still down on metal. Lots of behemoths on the field. Lots of tier 3. Just absolutely devastating. Huge front line of tier 3 versus a front line of tier 1. I'm in trouble. Calling for help. Out of energy. Lost my fusion. Never built another one. Switched to solar so it could kind of scale a little bit, but that decision is ruining me. Oh yeah, I built attack nuke launcher trying to hit those basilisks so it's not killing my base. Mythology's not pulling his guy back. And blue is getting in. Yellow's push is quite effective. Managed to make it all the way to halt the get in the middle of the ticks. He's got behemoths now too. I lose my second commander. Oh, I moved him out. I degunned that behe that was here. Pretty good. I think I got a couple behemoths actually. Fortunate. Other stuff. So that opens us up some time. I've got a new Starlight Armada here. It's my counter against behemoths. Not the best one, but we're gonna give it a shot. Barely trying to stay in this game one way or another. Best I can. Those behemoths get my 348% damage efficiency, 1.1 million. That one play taking down the 3 behemoths with my commander. Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Then here we are, absolutely trying to smack this behemoth with all my starlights. Somehow is managing to work. I don't know how I keep doing this. Well, I'm like 43 metal income. I'm less metal than I was before. Managed to stop that behemoth. That takes me up to 1.7, 1.17. Now I'm second highest in the team. Oh, getting absolutely annihilated with terrible economy. It's traditionally my failing in this game. Focused up on micro. The nuke starts heading out. Going for the AGO. It gets the fusions. It gets the... Oh, so a nuke ended it. Won. We won. Never ahead on metal the entire game. Crazy push from the enemy team at the beginning. Efficient use of resources. Gets my name on the board. Despite being thoroughly outclassed. Noija. His name on the board twice. Absolutely fantastic. Huge numbers from red and yellow, but not enough to carry the game. Too efficient. Then when we go, oh, this doesn't show the lobby. You show the absolutely paltry. Look at me down here. Never made any economy. How about damaged? Damage dealt. Look at my big spike right here where I killed those behemoths. Get me up into 5th place. Too funny. Commander OP. 25 kills on my starlights at the end there. And yeah, there we go. There's my first cast game of bar. Missed pretty much all of the important stuff that happened, but we're trying. Let's go.